Faculty is on the ones and twos, killing it. It's a throwback Thursday. Who says you can't jam on a Thursday? And now to get into entertainment and trends, it is aKorfa in the house. Hi, aKorfa.
Hi.
You're dressed in black. I like the black shirt.
Oh, thank
it's nice.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How's your day been?
Long. Very long.
Isn't it always?
well, tell me about it. But yeah, we're hoping that, it ends faster so we can relax and hope for another day, perhaps.
Inshallah.
And I'm starting off with a quite interesting story.
Ooh, tell us.
So there was drama in the Amasaman Circuit Court.
Okay.
And you're probably asking why. So the judge hearing a case ordered the arrest of the lawyer representing the defendant in the case, a 70-year-old Nibi Griffiths Doju. And the registrar of the court, with the help of, warrant officers, promptly arrested the supposed lawyer and sent him to the Amasaman Divisional Police Headquarters. Now, what's saying is that he's not on the roll of lawyers and belonged to an unlicensed law firm and was on the face of the facts before the court as an imposter.
Wait.
So it's like,
defendant.
Yes, please.
Someone can stand there and say,
a 70-year-old lawyer. And
my honor, I plead the case of this person.
Asimesi. And then the judge is there, and I'm thinking he's like, warrant officers.
Because he's not actually a lawyer.
No, they're saying that so now the whole thing is that, according to them, he's like an imposter. But it doesn't also say he's not a licensed lawyer. It says he's registered with an unlicensed law firm.
So the law firm doesn't have any locus.
That's what they're saying. But for his age, I don't think he would just, out of nowhere stand up and say, I'm coming to defend someone without. People have done crazy things in the past,
but we've seen people that have dressed up in military wear, gone to barracks. Gone to barracks.
So it is possible.
Assuming that they will not catch them. But how do you have that kind of you are impersonating someone and you go to the barracks
of all places
and say, I want to continue impersonating the person in the midst of all the people.
Yes.
People have balls.
Yeah, so
people really have balls.
Well, maybe he might be an imposter, but the police they're investigating the story. So if there are any updates, I will share as it went.
We look forward to hearing this.
Yes. And Russia's most powerful mercenary. I never really get it right. Unfortunately, he has died. So it was on board. Okay, Yevgeny Prigozhin was on board a plane which crashed last night north of Moscow with no survivors. That's according to the Russian authorities. And then also there's a Telegram channel that is linked to this guy, and they pronounced him dead in that in that Telegram post, and also proceeded to celebrate him and call him a hero for the nation.
For the nation.
Exactly. And so for those who are hailing, the fact that he's no more are traitors to the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's this whole, I believe that where I stand in history is better than wherever you are, because and then they've also decided to, on that Telegram channel, they're saying that they need to be careful because Putin is actually will actually take revenge, and so basically they're just warning themselves that they need to take care, because if they thought what happened,
But how do they honestly think that you would try?
He was going to let it go, right?
To honestly cause a coup, backed by Western imperialists, to allegedly, and they will not do anything about it. If I were the person, I would not sit in cars. I'll not sit on planes. I'll not sit in trains.
Then you
I'll just
live
go on bicycle.
a life then. Oh.
No, honestly.
Bicycle.
Because you know that anywhere you go, so long as there's means to be able to destabilize it, it will be destabilized.
Well, the Kremlin, they've also said that they are not about it.
They're not involved.
Yeah, they're not involved.
Do you know who I feel bad for? The 9 other people that died with him. Because they just wanted him.
Yeah.
And then they were the unfortunate ones that just.
And I'm also thinking that they probably will not just let him alone go. They have to make it cool, like real, look
of course.
So
they can't just randomly drop him from the sky. They have to make it like that. But I just feel bad for them, man. It's like Obine Sanya.
Yeah. So that's also happening over there. And there's a small town in Western France. They've gone viral for marking a busy intersection with overlapping white lines in order to confuse motorists. And so
how am I supposed to drive through this?
So it will make them slow down. And this part of France is home to like about 1,700 people. And why they did this, because there were a lot of overspeeding, accidents, and all of that. So the mayor and the local development people came together to do this. Now, well, apparently there's data that the moment the road was launched or it was open for usage, there's data that shows that
everyone slowed down.
Yeah, the speeding has actually reduced, and then they are not recording a lot more accidents like they used to.
Because you need to figure it out. And for those who want to know what we're talking about, please go into our Facebook stream right now, 3FM927, to see the interesting lines. So it's left, right, is straight, is curvy, like it's I'm not sure which line I'm supposed to drive in if I was a driver.
Yeah.
Is the one on the left, and the one on the right, and the one in the middle? Check it out on our Facebook. Check it out on Facebook now, 3FM927 on Facebook right now, and just take a look at. It's like a web of lines.
Yeah. Now, while people are excited about this and the fact that it went viral because then it is doing what it's meant to do, there are others who also say that as time goes on, these, motorists will find out, will understand the markings.
Yeah.
And so then they'll go back to square one. But then the authorities also are standing by their words. They believe that, they've done a good job. And so when they get to that part, they will cross it as and when. But for now, this is what they're working with. And so the conversation on the timelines is so, what other countries are willing to adopt something like this? It would be crazy. No, regular markings way. Oh, hello. It's like you don't know the country.
Oh my God.
But yeah, anything is possible. Moving on, so popular Kumawood actor Kojo Inkansalowin has declared his intentions to contest as an independent candidate for the parliamentary seat of the Ifija Kwabre South constituency in the Ashanti region. Yours.
I think he will win. He seems widely popular.
So he's actually saying that he wasn't interested at first, but then the chiefs and the elderly people in the community kept sort of pestering him, telling him that he can win, and they're going to rally support. They're going to make sure that he does win.
Okay.
He got into an interview and then touched on the fact that he wasn't really interested, but the meetings upon meetings he had with these chiefs in the community is what finally persuaded him, and so this is what he's going to be doing. And on social media, I've seen a few comments that are not so pretty. There are a few comments.
You should delegate too.
Yes.
Because people will tell you go and do.
And then when it matters most, they leave you behind. Is one of the craziest things. But I don't know what they said to make him that convinced that it's gonna happen.
Because they'll chop your money and then they'll leave you to hang. Especially if you're as an independent candidate, it's your money.
Yeah.
But if you were a, say, party-led, the party machinery also contributes to some extent. But independent, I was going to say that Ghana, we're not very kind with the independent delegates. Candidates, we don't expect them to win. So it's very rare.
Very, very rare.
I think it's which one? The one that is currently in Parliament.
I think it was. No, but he left the NPP to do the
independent.
Right?
Yeah. But then I think it's just him that has been able to really become he's like the poster child for independent people right now. But
I don't know, no, say he's coming from a known party, so I don't know.
It's harder.
Very, very hard, but we're rooting for him, so we'll see how it goes.
If I was in that constituency, I would vote for him.
Vote for him?
Yeah,
okay.
I think I would.
But there's this comments I saw. Someone was like, well, we have a lot of comedians in Parliament already, so why won't he just join? I'm like, oh my God, really? Is that what we're saying now? very unfair comments under the post.
People are mean. People are mean.
But then people have also touched on his achievements over the period, especially building
He's
the
done
school.
a lot for the
so they're
for
like,
those in the community.
why don't they believe that he can really do something for the constituency if he gets elected?
That's my problem. I feel like a lot of times we blur the line between what MCs and DCs are supposed to do and what MPs are supposed to do, because the DCs are happy to make the MPs usurp their position, while the MPs too are happy to usurp or pretend that they can do what the DCs can do, only for them to get into parliament and realize that they're just supposed to advocate for things to be done. They're not actually in charge of getting anything done.
Yeah. And I think even now that I don't know if a lot of Ghanaians know this, but now that people are even, getting to know that side of the situation, they still are requesting for their MPs to be the ones to do certain things for them. And that's why sometimes when we capture moments in parliament and they're like, and people like to touch on the fact that their MPs are just seated, they are not arguing enough for things to happen for their constituency and all of that. So if your person is not, on the debates level, you're stronger, obviously you're and only some no. But we're hoping that they'll do their jobs, guys. Inshallah. We need you to do your jobs. Another story here that's not so great. So a police investigation has commenced into the death of a young Ghanaian mason believed to have committed suicide after complaining to friends that his wife had been denying him sex. Yes. And according to news reports, the deceased, identified as Kwabena Hansen, was found hanging dead in his room at a place called Amujo Kope, a suburb of Kaswa in the central region, a suburb.
And they don't suspect foul play?
They don't suspect foul play, especially
he really killed himself because his wife wasn't giving him sex.
People in the community also attested to the fact that he had a lot of problems in his marriage and he had complained over the period and he looked distressed. And so, but then they did not think he would go that far to commit suicide. And on the timelines, people believe that there's actually more to the story than what we have at the moment.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Lack of sex.
And also, I don't know, sometimes you really don't know like the state of people's minds, because it might be just as we're saying, maybe that's the part that we know, or that's the part that the information he shared with close family or close friends. Maybe there might probably be more than that, and that one was probably the last straw for him or something. But a 30-year-old Ghanaian has lost his life by committing suicide. And it's a conversation happening on the timelines. People are asking young people to take their mental health seriously. They need to learn how to let certain things go. It's not everything that you want to hold on to, because you never know what's going to happen in the spur of the moment. And that is happening on the timelines. And before I go, though, sorry, I'm losing my voice. The commissioner of the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, that's SHRAJ, Joseph Whittle, is entreating President Akufo-Addo to quickly assent to the witchcraft bill passed by Parliament. I actually did not know. I think I heard. I think when was it a queer dancer? Was it a queer? It's either. She was a queer, right? The older woman.
Yes, the one that was killed?
Yes, the one that was killed. I think her issue sparked, a
movement.
A movement, yes. And I understand the Parliament has actually done their deliberations and all of that. They're waiting for the president to assent to it, and is delayed a bit. And the SHRAJ commissioner is not happy
at all.
Because I think it's like when August ends, that will be like a month since it was passed. So they were hoping that he would do the needful so that they can run with it. And this will actually happen in Nalarugu, where they were also sensitizing people on the bill and the consequences, basically, because the lot of stories coming from that part of the country. So then they'll be aware that there's something backing.
And you can't just take the law into your hands or assume that older women are witches, and you would inflict some harm on them. So that's I completely agree with him, and I'm hoping that will be done quickly.
Will be done about it.
But yeah,
I'm done.
On that note,
Enjoy some more music.
we shall. Thank you so much, aKorfa. That was Trent and ENT. And of course, powered by 3 Entertainment. We're going to go back into more great music, but first we shall go on a quick break. And when we come back, talk a bit more about South Africa, because we're all heading there and you need to be a part of it. As well, a lot more great music coming up right after this.
Maya Passy was in social. Na Aka University Papa Menyamawo.
And one Heritage Christian University College. Yeah, what am a Stadium Nechi. Very serene environment.